let's pivot away from the IPL for a minute. There was something I saw in a county game this week, and I should have said it through to you, but I can explain it to you very much. Glamorgan were trying to win a county game, and they needed
another frog
at the end. Yeah, it was a frog. Glamorgan were trying to win a county game. I think it was Glamorgan. And they've got a young bowler called Ben Kellaway, and I was watching him bowl. And you know when you're watching something, you know when you're scrolling on your phone and you're flicking through things, and you're just like, why has someone sent me this? It's just a finger spinner trying to win the game. And it's like, and the fielders are moving, so they've got all the catches around, right? And there's a bunch on the offside.
One wicket to go. Yeah, 1 wicket to go, right? I saw that as well. You
saw it as well. And all the catches on the leg offside, then they go on the leg side. And I was like, why has someone sent me this? And then I watch it. And then I'm like, I've missed something. So I rewatched it again, and I realized what has happened is he was bowling left up. No, he's bowling off spin, and then he switches to bowl a delivery of left arm finger spin, and then he switches back, doesn't he, to off spin the next ball? I think like he changes again. Yeah. Now, why I want to talk about this is we've obviously Kamindu Mendis can do this. I was actually at Kamindu Mendis's first ODI game in Colombo, wherever we were, when he did this in a game, and we're talking to Gareth Batty, who's obviously an international spinner. And he was saying, if you look at it, I can't remember which one it was with Mendis. He said, if you look at his left arm finger spin, I think he was talking about, he said, that's probably low end international quality. But if you look at his off spin, it's probably closer to club level quality, right? And what he was saying is that how would Kamindu Mendis have spent enough time practicing both of these skills, right? He would have, especially if you're a batter, which Mendis was, how do you spend enough time bowling with your left arm to make your left arm international quality and to make your right arm international quality? That's the interesting thing with someone like Ben Kellaway or Kamindu Mendis and everything else. It's not that they can do it, because we've all heard stories about cricketers who can bowl left arm, right arm. I think Jofra can bowl with his left arm. I've seen Jofra bowl in the nets, quite good spin with his left arm. But the ability to get it to franchise level, international level, top level first class, to make it a genuine threat, I think that's the thing that is going to be really hard, because you need the reps. Right? How many times has he been able to do it? So he can do it in a situation like that, where it's like, you might as well, because you need to mix things up. But it's very, very hard to be able to do that at the level that he would need to be a top level professional.
Yeah, it would be, obviously it's going to be hard, because the biomechanics in itself changes so much, right? And it's the same body, right? You're like drawing out of the same bucket and doing two different things. And what is the level of practice that you're going to get, or repetitions that you're going to get to build the kind of muscle memory that you need, or to get to the quality that you need at the international level. So one's going to be, and I think he's admitted to it. He admits that he's more a dominant, I think he's more a dominant right-hander. So his off spin he feels that his off spin is his main skill, while the left arm spin is what he manages himself through with, and that's going to be the case, right? And along, comp that with batting, then it's going to be something that he's just going to have to manage. And I can see the value in it in certain situations, on certain wickets, especially turners. And I've heard stories. I've not seen anybody do it, but I've heard stories. I've heard a story of Sunil Gavaskar, actually, in a first-class game where Mumbai played Karnataka, and on a ranked turner, I was turning 4th day or 5th day. It was a knockout game or something like that, and 5th day, and Raghuram Bhatt, who is a very renowned left-arm spinner for Karnataka, also played, I think, one test match for India. So he was bowling, and some of the batters were struggling against Raghuram Bhatt. And then I think the story goes that Sunny sir basically came in and said, man, you just have to play with the spin. Or, if you think it's too hard, I'll show you how actually easy it is. And he went and batted 6 overs against Raghuram Bhatt on a turner, left-handed. And he survived.
He actually, the story goes further. It's in my book.
And I didn't even know.
So he
what a plug.
He moved himself down the order, and he put up a left-hander, and the left-hander didn't last very long. And then he spent a lot of time arguing with them off the field about whether he should do it. So they'd already lost the game. It was a final, but they'd already lost the game. But the other, I can't remember, who did you say the team was? Was it Karnataka? Did you say it was? Yeah, I think they wanted to win outright because they wanted to beat Mumbai outright.
Outright. There's always that thing.
But the thing is, you talk about him batting left-handed. He batted left-handed at one end, Robbie, and he batted right-handed at the other end, which I think is even more remarkable, because I think at the other end they had a off spinner.
Off spinner.
So he faced the
Prasanna,
off spin
maybe
right
Prasanna.
hand. It could have been. I can't remember the full lineup, but it's at one end he's facing right-handed, one end he's facing left-handed, and he never did that again, right? Which I think tells you that even though he made it successful, they ended up drawing the game. So, drawing the game, losing the final, but drawing the game. But it's really, really tough. And I know that I think I think I've talked to David Warner about this because he grew up right-handed, turned himself into a left-hander, and did think about at certain times whether he should go back and try some right-handed in certain situations. But he kept saying, I don't practice it enough, and I'm not sure I would feel particularly confident. And I think when Sonny talked about it, he also said it was a game we'd already lost, and it didn't matter that much. And it's still like people didn't like that I did it. I think there was like a report at the time going, Gavaskar ruins cricket or something like by doing it. Like it was that kind of a moment. So it's not that players aren't skilled on both sides of their body and don't have that ability to be able to do it. We've had ambidextrous cricketers before. We still haven't had a lot of fielders who throw left and right arm regularly. There's someone in modern cricket who does it, and someone in the comments will remind me who it is. But the two that I remember from old times are Ian Harvey and Alan Border, who could both throw left and right arm. I spent like a summer once trying to teach myself to throw with the left arm, Robbie. And by the end, I was actually worse trying to throw with the left arm than when I began the summer. But eventually, I went backwards. By
All
the
this
end,
stuff only happens to you, bro.
Oh, dude. And I was like, and biomechanically, I was like, because my right arm throwing, like I was asked to play baseball because I had a really good biomechanical right arm throw. And I was like, all I need to do is like match it. And it was like flopping out of my hand. And I was like, I couldn't get my right arm in the position. It was terrible. Yeah. I've got many stories of how I failed as a cricketer.
I'm actually slightly ambidextrous. As in I can actually bat left-handed. In fact, I have a pretty decent golf swing left-handed. I should send you a video. And that's why the reverse sweep came so naturally to me. Yep. And so something that if I kind of nurtured, I probably could have done it. But even there's a Sri Lankan batter, the opening batter who bats like Sanath Jayasuriya, who used to be a right-hander but became a left-hander because Sanath was his hero. What's that? Kushal Mendis?
Pereira.
Kusal Pereira. Right? So he used to be a right-hander growing up, proper.
And then he saw Tendulkar,
ambidextrous, proper.
Yeah. Proper. And I think there's a few cricketers, a few batters, and so my theory is that if you're right-handed, you actually should be batting left-handed in what we call cricket is left-handed because the top hand is the stronger one.
Yeah.
So I turned all three of my kids, I made them bat left-handed because of this. But it turned out that my middle son is actually left-handed. But I think he's a bit like you. He's a little bit ambidextrous because we take him down to the golf place, they don't always have the kids' left-handed clubs. And he just picks up a club right-handed and whacks them. So I do think there is an element of that is actually a big advantage. And if you talk to a lot of the older cricketers, and we talk about, Alan Border we were talking about before. Clearly, he's ambidextrous because he could throw left and right hands, and yet he was a left-handed batter. So, and you look at people like Michael Clarke, who bowls left arm but bats right-handed.
So
I do think there is Ryan is another one. So I do think there's a few. Mike Hussey's another one. Bowls right arm and bats left-handed. I do think there's something within it because it's not like. I think it's different than golf and it's different than baseball and it's different than tennis because the two hands are they work together in a way that they don't quite work together in the way that those other sports do. So anyway, it's fascinating.
I've actually tried playing paddle in left as well. I'm not the worst.
I've never played paddle in my life, but I would love to play you left-handed.
Insane game, dude. Yeah, let's try it. When I'm there, let's try it. Let's give it a go.
I played tennis and squash and badminton, so I'm assuming. Paddle
then you love it. You will love it, brother. It is so good.
I didn't say I liked those other sports. I said I played them.
If you played them decently, then you'll love paddle.
All right.
Because paddle's a combination of tennis and squash.
Well, when you come to Birmingham, we'll find a court. I've got a friend who wants to challenge you as well.
Love it.
We'll get you all down there. I'm only going to play you left-handed, though. It sounds like you actually know what you're doing. I don't want to play someone who knows what they're doing.